Hi, this is Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Wow.
Happy Devils Wednesday. This is Devils After Dark. I'm your host, Sam Wu, here with Scotty of SiriusXM Liquid Metal. All happy today after being so negative, Mr. Negativity, for 3 weeks of just complete debacle of the New Jersey Devils. Now victorious as they hit the reset button. The guys in the room played for each other. They figured out how to beat the Buffalo Sabres tonight. As we going to recap the game, Scotty, I saw part of it. I did my normal Wednesday night podcast with Nick Villano, the Pitchfork's blog editor-in-chief, on the State of the Fan. But why don't you start off with that first period, the period that we see glimpses of brilliance?
Well, we saw glimpses of brilliance throughout the game, actually, Sam Wu. Ring them hell's bells, because we finally, after 6 excruciating, painful losses, which you had every right to complain about over the last 3 weeks because the team played atrociously. They came out and played like they did more in the beginning of the season and simplify things. That's what they did tonight, and they did it well. Let's go over this Happy Devils recap right now. Right off the bat. You knew the team was going to be playing differently because Ryan Graves was back on defense and Nico Hischier was back in the lineup at the center position, the 1C. And you know these guys, they're both difference makers. And you can see already in the team when they were out there. For the first 5 minutes, they look like a completely different team. By the way, the Devils were 0-5 without those two guys in the lineup. But the scoring started pretty early with our boy Dougie Hamilton. Wouldn't you know it? Dare I say a power play goal, Sam Wu, in the first period. Set up. Wow, I like the little
I got sound effects now. Yeah.
Very nice. Sam Wu discovered some buttons over the weekend. But wouldn't you know, a big slap shot from the point, keeping it simple. Cycling. All right, getting those shots from the point from your big money defenseman, Dougie Hamilton, puts it home, his 7th of the year. Very nice goal set up by Jack Hughes and Nico Hischier. A lot of good work by Hischier on that shift. And more importantly, something we learned, Nathan Bastian now on that top power play unit, parked himself in front of the goal. That's the spot where Nico Hischier used to be. Putting Bastian there opens up Nico so he can go and make some plays, and make some plays he did. And Dougie Hamilton slapped home a 1-0 lead for the Devils at 4:43 of the first. And just about 7-8 minutes later, you know it, Jesper Bratt, again, it was almost kind of the same exact play where they were working the cycle, and then a big shot from the point, this time from PK Subban, and Jack Hughes again setting it up. But Jesper Bratt waiting, being patient off of the Jack Hughes shot, getting the rebound, and then going to the hard angle on the side of the net. And boy, did he make a pretty wrister top shelf to bury that, put the Devils up 2-0. Very promising start. They had Chris Pasping all through the first period. They looked like that team ready to go out and fight. Was very, very happy with the Devils first period. Now, we also know that they're playing the Buffalo Sabres, who have quite a few amount of people in the old taxi cab shuffle that's going on now. We're going to see quite often as the COVID go through, which Sam and I cleared tonight. We cleared Sam. He was cleared to be podcast producer, and I was cleared to be a host for Devils After Dark. So just letting everyone know
Shorts
about
guy
that.
and Beer Baron were on the taxi squad.
They were on the taxi squad.
They were on the taxi squad, and our call up, Vinny Parisi, was on standby, and and Nick Villano. It's just not
the important thing is
around.
The important thing is Beer Baron and Shorts guy are on the taxi squad,
and they'll stay on the taxi squad.
We'll have to remind them about that on the Big Sunday show. But anyway, the Devils now, we knew that Buffalo was going to try and come out swinging after that first period because the Devils dominated. We had a little fight going on there in the corner with Jonas Siegenthaler. Ty Smith, even though he had a good second half of the game, in that first period, he did make dangerous passes right in front of the net, which has been kind of his MO this year. Still seeing those struggles, but we'll talk about Ty doing some good stuff a little later on. Right now, we got to talk about big brother Tage Thompson, who came out and put 2 home for the Sabres at the start of the second period. And I know that myself, Beer Baron, Sam Wu, Shorts guys, we're all on a text message together. We're just like, oh no, here we go again. It's happening. It's just we period, and now it's all over, and they're going to go back, and they're going to start playing this way again. But they didn't. They settled down. Around 10 minutes into the second period, they settled down, and they didn't allow anything from Buffalo. And wouldn't you know it, in that second period, Devils ended up with 18 shots on goal. This is what we used to see at the beginning of the season. Them not falling into, going asleep on the ice out there and just forgetting how to play hockey and turning into Swiss cheese defense. They settled down. They didn't allow Buffalo to get them off their game. Now, they go into the third period, tied 2-2. And by the way, Jack Hughes showed some nice steals tonight, picking the puck from guys in the defensive zone and neutral zone. He did a very nice job with that. And I will say the boys were very crisp with their passes, which we were not seeing in those 3 weeks. It looked like every outlet pass was just, who knows? But either way, into the third period, speaking of Jack Hughes, who had a 3-point game tonight, you see that Yegor Sharangovich, they were crashing the net. Yegor puts the puck on net. Jack drives to the net, and at the side of it, picks up the loose puck and puts home a backhander for his 6th goal of the year from Jesper Bratt, who also had a 3-point game, and Yegor Sharangovich. Nice to see him get back on the score sheet. Even more so because about 2 minutes later, Yegor himself puts home his 5th, a wrist shot, this time from Ty Smith, who was able to get his wrist shot through the defense, which was very nice. We haven't seen that a lot with Ty this year. We've seen him struggle, but he puts the wrist shot home, deflects off of Sharangovich into the net. Devils up 4-2. Now, for the rest of the game, I thought they played well. Prow got his first goal. I think that's his first NHL goal late in the third, about 5 minutes to go, but the Devils did not crash. They stayed hard. They stayed to their game. They played well. Nico Hischier winning some big face-offs near the end of the game to really solidify things, and the Devils came out with a big 4-3 victory. This is what we talked about that they needed to do. This was a must win. I know coming out of the break and who knows, blah, blah, blah. Don't care. You're 1-8-1 in your last 10. My GM is telling me everything is okay. They're the guys that we need are in the room. The coaches are there. Okay. We better go out and show it to me. And the Devils played well tonight. Now, again, we know their opponent, Buffalo. Also a team that's been struggling all season. Also a team that has a lot of players on the COVID protocol, including Skinner. So, a little bit different tonight, but they still did have some of their big guns out there. And I thought the Devils played very, very well. 3 stars of the game. Jack Hughes gets the first, 3 points, like I said. Goal to assist. Tage Thompson with his 2 goals. Almost had a third, by the way. And that little saucer alley-oop pass that they did to him for his second was something else. The boys getting Dougie Hamilton actually get caught pinching, and Nico trying to hustle back, but there was just no way he was catching up at that point. And then Jesper Bratt, third star of the game. Excuse me. Also, goal and 2 assists. Shots on goal, Devils 42. Like to see that. 11, 18, 13. The Buffalo Sabres only 22. 3 in the first period. That's right. Talked about that dominant first period. 11 shots to 3. 10 in the second, 9 in the third. Devils had a slight edge in faceoffs. They were 1 for 2 on the power play, 50%. I'll take it. And penalty kill, still looking strong. They shut the Sabres out on the penalty kill. Hits didn't really hit a lot today, 6-17. So I guess you could say we got out hit by the Sabres. 13 blocks, by the way. Dougie Hamilton in the last minute of the game with the Sabres, pulled goalie. 6 attackers on the ice. Dougie Hamilton went down to block a cross-ice pass, which probably would have set up the game-tying goal. Really, really heads-up play there by Dougie. 3 takeaways. I think they were all by Jack Hughes. And just overall, a good game. This is what they needed to do. They needed to win. They needed to play well. They did have that little stretch there at the beginning of the second, about 7-8 minutes there where it was like, oh boy, but they settled down. They didn't continue to go into oh boy land. They settled down and they came back and they started playing again like they did in the first. Hence the 18 shots on goal. If Sam Wu, he didn't see that period, for anyone didn't see it, Buffalo dominated those first 7 minutes the way the Devils dominated the first period in the second. And then at the end of the second, Devils still had 18 shots on goal. So that should tell you how they rebounded in that period. I was impressed. We're going to see a much better test come Friday, New Year's Eve. Nice early morning game for me out here on the West Coast, as long as it's still going on, 10 a.m. I like it. I'm used to my football Sunday starting at 10 a.m. I love the early games like that. But it'll be a much bigger test for the boys, obviously with the Edmonton Oilers coming to town. But we want to know what you think. What do you think about this game? We know that they needed a win, and they went out there and did it, and they played well for, let's say, 53 minutes. Which is better than the, 13 or like 12 they were getting for the last 3 weeks. So I'll take it. We can't lie. Buffalo at the start of the second period, they had a bad first 11-3 getting outshot. You knew they were going to come out and try to throw the kitchen sink at the Devils, and they did. But the Devils withstood, but they still let up 2 goals. So that's why we'll say they settled down. But we'll say about 53 minutes of game time there that they really played, they really hustled, and they really did well. Let us know what you think right now. We got a win! A big Devils W. Twitter Live, Facebook Live, YouTube Live. Sam Wu, what say you about the game?
I'm going to reiterate what Andrew Gilbert said in the Facebook Live. He said it several times, and we're not ignoring you, Andrew, but when we go through the
sorry, Andrew, I haven't looked there yet,
and all that, he's basically saying,
I was excited.
Hey guys,
I was excited.
We played the Buffalo Sabres. Maybe so. I was saying that all day today. The Buffalo Sabres. Not exactly the tough team.
Right.
But
they won, didn't they?
The Devils did win. It's something to build off of.
Exactly. Baby steps. What about baby steps around the office?
Yeah. And I'm not going to celebrate. Like, I'm not going to be the Devils social media that's going to make this sound like we just won the cup. But it is a victory. It doesn't mean that Tom Fitzgerald's reset button is complete. No, that is step one.
No, definitely not. No,
definitely step one. So,
this was a step in the right direction. And this is what we wanted. Listen, if we came out and crashed and burned tonight, like, we would be, We would be podcast rioting right now, like we would, I don't know what I'd be doing right now. I'd be breaking something if they came out and lost that game. If they went into the second period just whatever, and they let Buffalo continue to dominate them, it would have been bad news tonight. I probably would have not held back.
This is what would have happened, Scotty.
Uh-oh, the camel? Where's the camel?
No camel here.
Oh, no camel? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We would be in Devil's Therapy. Devils After Therapy. Devils After Dark Therapy Edition. Right here on Primetime Radio Studios. It's Scotty and Sam Wu.
This is LGDP, New Jersey. But no, we're not going to be doing that tonight. Okay.
No, because we're excited. Hey, we got a W.
We have plenty of.
We got a W. We should be happy. Yeah. Oh, there'll be plenty. Probably on Friday afternoon after the Edmonton game. Yeah. Probably. But hey, if the guys go out there on Friday and lose, but they play the way they did tonight, I see that's what I can handle. I can't handle what we saw the last 3 weeks, where it looked like they were just sleepwalking through the games. As long as they go out there and hustle and play hard, if they get beat by a better team, I can accept that. And let's face it, Edmonton is a much better team right now. Okay, so if it happens, I can accept that. But if they go out there and sleepwalk through it, that's what is unacceptable to me.
Yeah.
And that's what we saw these last 3 weeks.
Now, I did see some parts of the game that worried me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Damon Severson, excellent shot, but couldn't finish it. The one that rang off the post or the crossbar, I forgot which one.
Yes.
Yep. And it could have made it 3-0 Devils.
Could have made it 3-0.
3-0.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they were going through their debacle, and then suddenly it's 2-2, and I saw Marian Studenic, flopping around on the ice like Randy in his snowsuit, snow pants, in A Christmas Story, and almost coughed it up, and it could have been 3-2 Buffalo. They dodged a bullet there. But, again, I'm not expecting them to be perfect, but like what you said, Scotty, and I'm still skeptical, okay? I'm still very...
They have every right to be. Yeah.
But
it's only one game.
I will say this. It's better than playing 3 minutes out of 60 minutes. They, you said, play 53 minutes out of 60. That's a start. You played majority of the game. You got lucky this time because it could have been 3-2 Buffalo, and you could have lost this game. It's all about momentum. I do want to talk about Andrew Gilbert's another thing that he wrote that kind of I would like to explain, saying that he basically said that it's pathetic that Bastian's on the power play. It just shows the lack of talent on this roster. Hold on a second. I'm going to dispute
No. That's what we want, to get Nico out of that position, to put Nico where he was today, making plays. Nico is probably our best playmaker.
This is what I call team concept. Okay, getting everybody involved. Your best 5 players or 6 players are on the ice. It doesn't matter who's on. Whoever's on the ice are your best players. What Nathan Bastian does, and I've talked about this numerous times on Devils After Dark, Woo Report, is causing chaos in front of the opposing goaltender. If it takes a Nathan Bastian to do his job well, it makes the team do better. It helps everybody. Yeah. It's not the 5 best players you've got on the roster that you put on the power play. You got to put in the 5 best that work together. And if Nathan Bastian...
For that situation.
Yeah. Just like Mike McLeod with faceoffs. You want to put your best guys in the best situations, and Nathan Bastian is a second rounder. He has his purpose and value to the team, and I think that is good coaching by switching it up, because we asked ourselves, what changes are you going to make? You haven't fired Mark Recchi, some fans say. You haven't fired Lindy Ruff. But Tom Fitzgerald said it's the guys in the room, and it's Lindy Ruff and Mark Recchi. I don't know what took them that long. They figured
To
a way
simplify it?
to simplify it.
Simplify
Yeah.
it. Cycle,
Yeah.
get the big blast from the point, and put the big monster guy in front of the net.
Yeah.
This now allows Nico to go out and make all those plays that Nico Hischier does. I mean, if you watch the game tonight, you saw all the stuff that he immediately brings to the table. He makes the team better when he is out there on the ice. All right, we know he hasn't been putting the puck in the net as much, but his assist totals, it's almost like every game he's getting an assist. So he creates plays, he's making them happen. If you stick him in front of the net like he was there for so long, you're taking away his creativity there. Put Big Bastian in front of the net. Let him fight with the big defenseman. Let him block the goalie's view. Let him get in the way. Let him get in the lanes. And let Nico go out and create with Jack Hughes.
Yeah.
And Jesper Bratt.
Remember players like Randy McKay that came to the league using his fists to get into the NHL, but eventually was refined enough to be an effective offensive player in these type of situations.
Hey, we all love. Listen, yeah, I'm not saying Nathan Bastian is Brian Boyle, but we loved having Brian Boyle on that power play a few years ago when he was on the team.
Yep. And and just remember, I'm not an idiot when I wanted to keep Nathan Bastian off of that expansion
and ship out David Severson.
Yeah. Because Nathan Bastian would have buried it. not like butt puck there that hit the crossbar.
Oh boy! But no, listen. We know it's the Sabres. we know it's the Sabres. We know they have guys in COVID protocol. Would you have rather they lost tonight? They came out and they won. That's what they needed to do. They should have won. They're playing a team that they're better than right now. So they should have won. And it was just very nice and very refreshing to see. What's that?
51 more games. 51 more games of the season. There's plenty of time to improve. This is just game one of the reset. Again, but
that's an important thing. Well, exactly. That's important on both sides. It's only game one. Okay?
Yeah.
We can't just say, "Oh, everything is fixed." No, it's not, everything is not fixed right now. We're like I said, let's see how we look against Edmonton. And then, by the way, on Sunday we got to play Washington as well. So, yay.
Yeah.
Not like we haven't had any problems with the Capitals the past couple years or anything like that. No, not at all. Not at all. So, we got a monster schedule headed our way. We had talked about it before, Samu, I think on the Sunday night show, about the Devils' upcoming schedule. It's not pretty. It's not pretty. It's not going to be easy. That's why they needed to win this game tonight. It was a must win because the next three, what is it? I think it's Edmonton, Washington, and I think Boston, I think is the next three. You could very easily see the Devils losing all three of those. Okay.
And I don't want to be, go ahead.
Well, I'm just going to say, now if they play and hustle through them, I can take losing that way. I don't want to lose 3 in a row. Okay. But I can't have the sleepwalking. We just can't do it. It's just unacceptable.
That's the problem. We don't know which Devils team is going to show up. That's what's making it hard to predict.
Because it's only game one.
Yeah.
Game one.
But
right?
I will say that against the Washington Capitals, because I'm seeing a lot of negativity, Edmonton Oilers is one thing, but Washington Capitals, the Devils are better suited to play the Capitals this year than last year. And I'll tell you the reason why. After seeing Siegenthaler, that instigator penalty that the Sabres player got, Siegenthaler, rocked one player legally. It was a good check. Then Siegenthaler got rocked, and then the fight came out in the corner, but the camera panned out too quickly for us to see what exactly happened. But all I know is Siegenthaler went toe-to-toe with that Sabres player, There's beef right there.
Murray.
Nathan Bastian going on the power play. I like that move. There, you want some beef up front because you want to create room and space for the guys that are playmakers like Jack Hughes. Plus, Jack Hughes, did you notice tonight, Scotty? Did you notice?
Oh, he looked good.
He had a shoot first mentality. He wasn't fooling around with the puck. And notice that the pucks were getting quicker to the net, that they're not spending a half a second thinking what to do, to pass first, shoot second, or shoot first, pass second. No, they're just putting it up on net. It doesn't matter how fast it gets there. It matters how quickly you can process the play, because you know what? At some point, the goalie is going to have a misstep. A defenseman is out of position, and suddenly that puck's on net, and that's how the scoring will come. And I saw that today. But can they do that against Edmonton and the Washington Capitals? That's remained to be seen.
Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Two of the goals today by Jack Hughes and Jesper Bratt were a result of basic hockey stuff. Drive the net. Drive the net.
Yeah.
Is there a shot? Go to the net. Basic stuff. Crowd the net. Get there. The rebounds will pop up. Jesper Bratt was able to be patient, smart, hold it, and go to that sharp angle and woo! Put a nice goal home. Jack Hughes put a backhand home. But they were both simple hockey plays. Driving the net. Shots there,
really,
go get a rebound.
And that's really what the Devils, I don't know how, because you know that Mark Recchi and Lindy Ruff and Najadine, they're smart coaches. They're not dumb, which made the whole thing really confusing. Their fundamentals weren't even there those 6 weeks. Somehow, the timeout, they come back. It seems like they got the basics down. But remember, they started off the season very well this year, like most years. And then there is a tail off once you get in about 8 games in, 13 games in, and then it's suddenly that massive slump. They need to stop that vicious cycle. We really won't know if they really hit the reset button until probably about late January. What really happened? All what happened was COVID hit. Okay, extend a break. They took some time off. Okay, kind of recharge, get healthy. Now they look like opening night in some respects, like opening night. But what's going to happen on January 15th if that game happens in Montreal? What happens?
Are they going to crash and burn again like how they did before earlier in the season? Or are they going to continue playing well? Because you're right, Sam Wu. That's been the cycle.
But if they do beat the Edmonton Oilers and do beat the Washington Capitals, what I'm going to be looking, if they do beat them, then we know that they're capable of beating the great teams in the league. But what we need to figure out is, why do they always tail off after 6 weeks of a start? And that's the part that just, are the coaches wearing the players out? Are they not focused? Are they not holding each other accountable? Do they get off, the wagon, off track, and just, stumble? And then by the time they get back on track, it's already just, an avalanche that they can't control, the losing streak. Maybe Tom Fitzgerald here, asking the league, being proactive and asking the league, hey, we can't call up anybody. We can't do this. Really kind of force the issue to stop this whole thing, because nobody could stop the losing. Okay, but the league did the extended break anyway. Okay, fine. And then an extra day off with, postponement of St. Louis. So the team really got to get back to basics in those 3 practices. They go up to Buffalo. And again, I know it's Buffalo. I'm just pointing this out. We've seen this script again. Now, let's focus on the next game and the next game. But if they can't beat the Oilers and they can't beat the Capitals, which I think they're capable of. Last year they weren't capable of beating anybody. Then we know that this team is for real, but can they put it together? Not just 60 minutes, but 82 games. But one step at a time.
Yeah, one step at a time here. I mean, I'm really looking for a full 60-minute game against Edmonton because let's face it, Edmonton is stacked. And if you had to tell me who would you pick, McDavid or Mackenzie Blackwood, I'm probably gonna go Connor McDavid. So, but they can't. They might lose, but I don't want to see the sleepwalking. And you're right, They can beat either team if they play hard, if they play 4 lines, if they hustle, if they use their speed to their advantage, which. It's kind of tough against Edmonton because McDavid and Draisaitl are also pretty fast as well. So, listen, Edmonton is going to be a tough one. But you're right. They can beat Washington.
They can home ice. They're playing on
our home ice.
Yeah.
Hey, any night, any team can win. We've seen it before. But I think the most important thing for the Devils is to play 60 minutes, hustle all the way through. No sleepwalking. Because let me tell you, the Edmonton Oilers, Buffalo came at you for 7 minutes tonight, all right? The Edmonton Oilers are going to come at you for 60, okay, on Friday. It's not going to be a little 7-minute stretch. It's going to be the whole game where they are coming at you. So they have to be on their game or they're going to get embarrassed on Friday. So captain's back. Ryan Graves is back. Let's see if they got them ready. Get them focused, like you said. We know this coaching staff are smart guys. Listen, the defense has been pretty good, I got to say. The PK has been pretty good. So way to go, Coach Naz. He's figured that out. That power play is starting to click once they now simplified it. And look they got some outlet passes getting out of the zone and through the neutral zone today.
Do you know why their penalty kill has gotten better? Why it's gotten better? I could tell you just a few reasons. It's simple stuff. One, they're not so much out of position like they used to be. Also, they're just getting the puck out of the zone cleanly. In the beginning of the year when they're getting the puck out, it was like almost a half-ass approach. Like they're almost too nervous to get a delay of game penalty. No, just get it out of there. Worry about that part later. And
it also seemed like they were trying to make pretty passes at times. Like kind of fancy. Yep. And it's just, what are you doing? Get the puck out, have some assertiveness, I think what they were talking, I mean, I know Dano and Bryce was talking about it on the TV broadcast today that I was watching, about Coach Ruff and Coach Recchi simplifying things, making it easier for them, which is, I mean, we've seen this before where sometimes systems are just way too complicated. Especially when guys have been bouncing in and out of the lineup with these COVID protocols and stuff like that. We don't want another wasted season like last year where you basically don't even get anything out of it because you have guys just hopping in and out of the lineup, playing at like 60, 70%, that's not what we want,
I almost want to go to old videos from last year when I was doing the Woo Report on the NFZ. I talk about getting back to basics, that kind of thing. It's amazing how creative and how good you are when you start thinking less and you just focus on one thing and execute it. And you suddenly look like a genius. And that's what I want to see from the Devils. Like, I don't want to see... I don't want to hear excuses. I don't want to hear this, what they should be doing. The bottom line is, even on the power play today, the focus was get the puck quickly to the net. They weren't fooling around with the puck on the perimeter. It almost seemed like the coach told them, 2 passes and shoot. Like, that's what it almost looked like, their power play. 2 passes and then shoot. No more 3rd, 4th, 5th. Cycling around, whatever.
They were just like, Doug, you get that puck, you shoot. You're on the point, you just shoot. Get it to the net. You see a spot, you see a lane, shoot. And that's what they got to do. Simplify.
Did you notice this on the power play when they were going good, and then Dougie lost the puck on his feet, and then he went out of the zone.
He lost in his skates.
I think he's still a little tentative. All those shorthanded goals that have been given up, I think he got a little nervous there, but I think he's going to be okay. It's just one of those things, because I kind of laughed at it like, okay, what are you doing, Dougie? But at the same time, in the back of his mind, stop thinking too much, Dougie. You got this. Just calm down, because I think he just panicked a little bit, but that's okay. But, it's just those little things that I see of the game. It's like, okay, all right, nothing happened. They got your back, whatever. Because you got to think in the back of his mind, all these shorthanded goals getting by him when he's on the power play, that weighs on him.
We were getting outscored on our power play, but that's not good. Yeah. That's not good. Yeah. That's bad. Yeah. That's bad. Like I said, decline the penalty, So
yeah, but I think.
But anyway, Sam,
Edmonton is going to be the big test, the first big test.
It'll be a big test, definitely, because it's going to be, like we said, it won't be just for 7 minutes. It's going to be for 60 minutes from Edmonton on Friday. They're just going to be continually coming at you. So the Devils are going to have to use their speed, or they're going to get burned really bad by Edmonton. So I'm looking forward to it. I want to see how the boys play. I hope they come out pumped and ready to go like they were tonight. And, as long as they play hard and no sleepwalking, I think they got a shot. I mean, like, definitely, maybe they just pull out a point or something like that. But even so, I'd take that. I want the win. I want that W. Start off, end 2021 on a bang there. And then maybe start 2022 pretty good too. Maybe get 2 W's over the weekend. I know I'm being greedy, but whatever. We've had a lot of L's lately, so want to kind of trade them in for a couple W's here in a row, maybe.
Absolutely. I'm just trying to find finding the knob here. Turning up the music.
Well, we're looking forward to, this Friday, New Year's Eve. We'll have a early game day live edition. What was that? It'll be 12 noon Eastern start time with Sam Wu and Vinny Parisi taking over doing the show. And then, of course, Devils After Dark, post-game action, myself and Sam Wu hanging out on a New Year's Eve this Friday. Can't wait. Are you going to be down at the arena, Sam? Or no?
Me? No.
Okay.
No.
New protocols in place, by the way. If you are going to the game, make sure you check them out before you go. But yeah, I'm excited. I want the Devils to play hard. I want them to have this challenge. I hope that they want it too.
Yeah,
we'll see.
And also, for those going to the game, again, new protocols, be safe. And also, Taj Lounge 973 will be open. I won't be there, but just be respectful of the new protocols.
They'll still have the catfish.
Yes, the catfish. Mm-hmm. You can eat the catfish.
The wings.
Yeah,
they'll still be there.
And the bottle bucket specials.
Oh, yeah, the bucket of beer special.
Yeah.
Go check that out. We got some good specials. Tell them Sam Wu and Scotty and Vinny sent you over from the Let's Go Devils podcast.
Exactly. All right, Scotty. Well, thank you very much. And also, thank you for all those tuning in. Our quadruple header Devils Wednesday. We'll be back. Well, I'll be back tomorrow for the Woo Report, and we'll be back Friday. Game Day Live, Devils After Dark, and the Woo Report. Till next time. Let's go Devils.